The Harris-Walz campaign ended the election in debt. And it might be because of how much they spent on those celeb endorsements,
This story genuinely surprised me. Listen to this. Oprah was reportedly paid $1 million to endorse Vice President Kamala Harris during her failed bid for president. Can you believe that?
$1 million, guys. So none of these, based on what we're hearing so far, and it's funny how all the dirty secrets are finally coming out now, right? It looks like none of these celebrity endorsements were real. They were all fake. They were all fake from the very beginning. If you really endorse someone, do you really need to be paid to do it? Like, first of all, Oprah is already a billionaire. This is Harpo owner Oprah Winfrey, already a billionaire, allegedly siphoning $1 million in the form of payment from the Kamala Harris campaign for this endorsement. This is the same Oprah who got up on the public platform, her large public platform, with The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, to raise money for Lahaina victims in Maui, Hawaii, during the Lahaina fires, during the Lahaina wildfires, which took place. And people are like, wow, you're already a super wealthy individual. You probably make at least $1 million in passive income every day. And yet you still needed to be paid $1 million to support someone who you authentically are backing anyway. And this is on the backs of Kamala Harris's horribly managed campaign. This is why I'm so thankful that she's not going to be managing the country or running the country, because they not only have overspent Donald Trump's budget for her campaign by a margin of 300%, but not only did she spend 300% more than Donald Trump, but she overspent by the tune of like $20 or $30 million. So she's in debt now, and she lost. You want to talk about government inefficiency? She is now not only the biggest loser, but she's the poster child of government waste from the Democratic Party.
Cheryl Casoni from our sister network Fox Business here with the details. And Cheryl, maybe Carly and I were both born yesterday, but we are shocked by the fact that these billionaire celebrities like Oprah actually got
They did it for free.
paid. We thought they did it for free
Okay,
because it's
so
their cause.
can I clarify?
Sure.
Just because I don't want to get in trouble. So it went to Harpo Productions, which is
Well, but
Oprah's
still,
company.
yeah.
So you can't say that they wrote her a check for $1 million. I just want to be careful
Yeah.
because,
Okay.
but think about all of the support staff and all of the stages that have to be built and all of the transportation. And think air travel, think car services, think hotels, think of all the things.
Wow. So they built out stages. They, paid for all of these people's airfare. And none of these people flew coach. They had to be flying either, if it wasn't on private planes, private jets, Lear jets, chartered jets, it was likely first class, business class, running up the tab, drinking, while you're on the plane, getting lit. And then when it comes to the hotels, I'm pretty sure they didn't stay in the La Quinta Inn. Of course not. I would expect that they're probably staying in nothing less than like the Four Seasons hotels, 4- and 5-star resorts and whatnot. Unbelievable waste of money ultimately to lose. And then of course they feed these people. So I'm pretty sure 4- and 5-star restaurants, just off the chain. Ritz-Carlton.
That were going towards these celebrities, maybe not in their personal checking accounts, but certainly, it went to her company. So
Yeah, but that company also makes a lot of money, and they could have said, listen, we're going to foot the bill. I mean, this is
as a donation
very
to the campaign.
As a donation to the campaign, to really show your legitimate and honest support for this presidential candidate that you want America to believe in, right?
Exactly.
And
it wasn't just Oprah that they paid. They were paying other people, other celebs. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
so I've got some stuff. All right, so first up, let's go back to Oprah for a second. Okay, so she spoke on stage during a Harris campaign rally in Philadelphia. Here's what I guess Harris got for her money. Watch.
It is entirely possible that we will not have the opportunity to ever cast a ballot again.
I feel like with that statement from Oprah, it's like she is literally trying to put fear in the hearts of Americans, particularly American women. in that if Kamala Harris doesn't get elected or didn't get elected because she already lost, that, you know, if we don't get behind her, we're going to lose democracy. We're going to lose America. If Donald Trump gets into it, becomes president of the United States, America as we know it is over. And this was the biggest lie. This was the biggest scare tactic that I've seen in a long time. But this is typical. This is par for the course. This is what we've seen from the Democratic Party for years.
Okay, so here's what, according to the Washington Examiner, they spent, reportedly. $1 million, again, to Harpo Productions. 6 figures was spent on Harris's Call Her Daddy podcast appearance. A lot of that was building a set.
I heard that they spent nearly $100,000 just building out one of these sets inside of a hotel room.
Okay, up to $20 million on swing state concerns on the eve of the election, and then the concerts. Now, who performed? Bon Jovi, Katy Perry, Lady Gaga. Think about all the crew.
Don't forget about Meg Thee Stallion. Don't forget about Beyonce, who got paid but didn't perform. And then the crowd walks out on Kamala Harris because they didn't get the free Beyonce concert that they were allegedly promised.
All the staff that comes along with these celebrities for these concerts and how.
Let's not forget about the horrible, the complete embarrassment that Cardi B made of herself getting on stage. I've been waiting for this my whole life. Patience, where are you? She allegedly wrote this script, quiet as is kept. She allegedly wrote this script that she couldn't remember any of the lines for. And I guess the teleprompters weren't working. Another teleprompter, whoever was in charge of Kamala Harris's teleprompters, they should be fired. But chances are they probably don't even care if they got fired or not, because we're hearing reports that there are a number of people and vendors that haven't even been paid yet. So, and this could largely be due to the fact that the Kamala Harris campaign is like $20-30 million in debt, and they just didn't have the money to pay them. But this is you want to talk about crashing and burning?
How much it costs to put those concerts on, okay? So the other thing is the digital media advertising. Because if you look at how much, and this is according to FEC filings, from election day, $654 million from when Harris announced up until election day, $654 million.
So $654 million for digital media advertising. So when you guys get upset, and I'm sorry, it's not me, I don't put the ads on the channel, but when you guys see Kamala Harris ads pop up, just know that she was blowing through that $650 million on the YouTube ads that you guys were trying to skip through. I'm sorry.
And then Trump only spent $378 million. That's according to Ad Impact. Look at that spread about what the two campaigns spent. Look at that difference.
Huge difference. The clear difference is that Donald Trump, as a businessman, as an entrepreneur, was able to get more bang for his buck. And this is why I'm convinced that if anyone's going to be able to lower taxes for the American people, if anyone's going to be able to lower the national debt, if anyone's going to be able to make government run more efficiently so that we don't need so much taxes collected and we can get out of this national debt hole, I think Donald J. Trump.
One of the Vice President Harris's former staffers raising eyebrows with this shocking suggestion.
He could resign the presidency in the next 30 days, make Kamala Harris the president of the United States.
Whoa.
It would absolve.
Wow.
Whoa, these guys want Kamala Harris to be the president of the United States. Literally just kicking out Joe Biden. Make Joe Biden resign so that Kamala Harris could literally become the president of the United States, the first black woman president of the United States. This is what they want to do. They want to bend the rules. They want to break the rules, guys. To hell with democracy. What's that? No one voted for Kamala Harris. Not a single vote went to Kamala Harris. And whether, through hell or high water, they want to make Kamala Harris the first woman president of the United States. This is number one, it's got a lot of people laughing. It's probably got half the people who voted and even people who didn't vote but still have an opinion laughing at this. And then the other half of the people, they're just entirely pissed off at this idea, at this notion. And the thing that it's funny / scary. The thing that makes it funny / scary is that it could happen. And why do I say that this could happen? Look at the fact that they literally installed Kamala Harris as the Democratic candidate and no one voted for her. They've already proven what they're capable of doing. So it's not like it can't happen. The precedence has already been set.
Okay, great idea. Fox and Friends weekend co-host Pete Hegs joins us right now. You're giggling because this is funny.
Yeah, brought to you by the Party of Democracy that wants everything to happen at the ballot box. Except everything they've tried to do has happened somewhere else. They try to defeat their opponent through lawfare and in courtrooms, through FBI raids of his home. And they installed Kamala Harris without a single vote cast amongst Democrat voters. And now why would it surprise us that the plan is, you know what, Transitional Joe, why don't you transition over to Kamala for 30 days so we can crack that glass ceiling for 30 days, feel good about ourselves, and then move on.
Did you guys hear the logic behind this? Basically, what they're trying to say is, hey, if we can get Kamala Harris to be president of the United States, even if it's only for the last 2 or 3 months, what it will do is it'll make it easier for future women to become presidents of the United States. Now, how many of you guys are actual misogynists? Because I'm not one of them. It had nothing to do with Kamala Harris being a woman. And this is why the Democratic Party got their asses handed to them, because they don't even understand how they lost or why they lost. They're focused on the wrong thing. Once again, it has nothing to do with Kamala Harris's gender. It has everything to do with the fact that she's not a very good candidate. She's clearly not up for the role. She's unqualified. She's a flip-flopper, or she's a liar, or she's a schizophrenic. Bottom line is she's just not qualified. So that is why she's not president of the United States. One of the reasons anyway. There are so many other factors behind it. America's not ready to be force-fed transgenderism. I mean, Tim Walz is not a male figure. Real men do not want to grow up and have their boys grow up to be men like Tim Walz. Not okay. That's a fail.
The country sent a resounding signal in the other direction. Joe Biden is walking around battling the sand. He'll be gone shortly. She is playing Connect Four and drinking white wine with her nieces. That's great. That's
Connect Four.
And Donald Trump's headed to the White House because the adults are in charge. And suggestions like this are silly. They're cathartic for them, but they lost. And let them talk.
Yeah. They're mad Donald Trump took it and took it handsomely. Blew her doors off. I mean, Donald Trump took all of the swing states, all 7 freaking swing states, and most recently Arizona. Donald Trump for the win, yo.
Well, by the way, you're right. That's one of the reasons why these pundits are suggesting it. They said it would make it easier for, if you broke the glass ceiling now, it would make it easier for a future female president. The other is in that article and there was an op-ed about it, and there was also some commentary on TV. The other reason is they said not only should you put Kamala in, but then make Liz Cheney the vice president, and this would really stick it to Donald Trump when he has to get up there, in January for the transition in power and have to face those two. Like, this is the way they think, Pete.
Wow. Unbelievable. Freaking Liz Cheney, Liz Warmonger Cheney. No, thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
That's perfect. That way we can start at least 3 wars before January 20th. That's perfect. Liz Cheney would love to do that. And the world will be in complete chaos.
And then after the 3 wars are started, I mean, then you can blame Donald Trump. We were in all these 3 wars during Donald Trump's presidency. And it's like, look, guys, y'all started World War III just before I walked in the door. What are you talking about? Just before Inauguration Day, they start World War III.
It's staggering how little they have learned at all. The American people rejected that unholy alliance between Liz Cheney and neocons and Kamala Harris and rampant incompetence. Right. She was a horrible, horrible candidate. The country spoke, and they're ready for Donald Trump.
Well, those op-eds and those comments actually prove what we've been seeing all around, which is they're not handling this well. They need hugs.
Oh, yeah, they need all sorts of hugs. I mean, libs are losing it. Libs are literally losing it. By the way, if you guys appreciate the content, be sure to hit the like button for the video, subscribe to the channel. I totally appreciate you guys. These guys are crazy. And they don't even, this is why people subscribe to the channel, because I just don't care. I'm just going to give you my opinion. You can like it, you could not like it, you could bounce. I don't even care. But this is how I feel. And a lot of people, and the media will tell you, well, the reason Kamala Harris didn't become president is because, she's a woman and black men didn't come out to vote for her. Okay, so be it. I didn't go vote for her. I sure enough didn't. But is it really my fault? No, she just sucked.
Of the Trump administration, big news here. Hi, Maddie. Hi, good morning, Carly and Todd. Well, President-elect Trump and his team are working furiously over the next roughly 2 months to vet and sign off on staffing picks. He made this announcement on Truth Social last night. Tom Homan will be joining the Trump administration in charge of our nation's borders, the border czar. There is nobody better at policing and controlling our borders. Likewise, Tom Homan will be in charge of all deportation of illegal aliens back to their country of origin. Homan once served as acting director of Immigration and Customs Enforcement during Trump's first term. He has touted his hardline views on immigration. On Sunday, he told Maria Bartiromo on Sunday Morning Futures that deportations are going to be part of a well-targeted, planned operation conducted by ICE. Trump also shared this news with the New York Post last night. Trump told the Post, "I am honored to nominate Chairwoman Elise Stefanik to serve in my cabinet as U.S. Ambassador to the United Nations. Elise is an incredibly strong, tough, and smart America First fighter."
Wow. So they try to make Donald Trump seem like this misogynist, that he's not for women, but yet he nominates the chairwoman, Elise Stefanik, to serve in his cabinet as the U.S. ambassador to the United Nations. Unbelievable. Donald Trump said that Elise is an incredibly strong, tough, and smart America First fighter. So here, again, mainstream media, Kamala Harris, Joe Biden, they all try to make Donald Trump seem like, he was this guy, this dictator, this Hitler wannabe who was not for the American people. And sure enough, turns out, not only is he for the American people, but he's for women. They try to make it seem like Donald Trump wasn't for women, and that was a lie from the beginning. One of the many lies that we have been told repeatedly, that Donald Trump is not the candidate you want to put in the White House if you want to support women, and it's totally not true. Donald Trump is empowering powerful women within his cabinet. What more proof do you need? In fact, come to find out, we later learned that one of the masterminds behind Donald Trump's devastating win over Kamala Harris and Tim Walz was a woman. She was leading the charge behind the scenes, orchestrating this triumphant win. A woman. Yeah.
The House Republican Conference chair is one of Trump's biggest supporters. In a statement to the Post, Stefanik said she accepts the nomination and looks forward to earning support in the Senate. Carly and Todd. And Maddie, there is, of course, a Senate leadership race happening, and Donald Trump is weighing in on part of it. What's going on there? Yeah, that race is heating up. President-elect Trump is calling on those vying to become Senate GOP leader to support a Senate tool that essentially allows him to bypass Congress to quickly get his preferred administration officials in place. In this post on X, Trump calls for recess appointments. This refers to the president's ability to fill federal vacancies while the Senate is in recess. The top contenders to replace Mitch McConnell are getting in line.
Wow, Donald Trump is wasting no time getting his team in order. This is dope.
South Dakota Senator John Thune says we must act quickly and decisively to get the president's cabinet and other nominees in place as soon as possible to start delivering on the mandate we've been sent to execute, and all options are on the table to make that happen, including recess appointments. Texas Senator John Cornyn says the Constitution expressly confers the power on the president to make recess appointments. And here's Florida Senator Rick Scott.
Now, how do we get Trump's agenda done? How do we get his nominees done? How do we codify his executive orders? That's what's up for this leadership race right now. So I'm running to change. We've got to have a big change.
How many of you guys support Rick Scott? Show of hands. Just comment down below. Let me know if you guys support Rick Scott on backing Donald Trump within Donald Trump's cabinet. Let me know, guys.
Senate and House orientations.
Let's do it while we're here. Let's talk to the
all the freshmen come to us.
We'll have drinks. And today, Americans coming together to honor our troops for Veterans Day.
All right, did you hear this? A former Harris campaign staffer is floating a plan B.
Why not?
To get the vice president in.
Testing, testing, testing.
All right, did you hear this? A former Harris campaign staffer is floating a plan B.
Why not?
To get the vice president into the Oval Office. Watch.
Joe Biden's been a phenomenal president. He's lived up to so many of the promises he's made. There's one promise left that he could fulfill, being a transitional figure. He could resign the presidency in the next 30 days, make Kamala Harris the president of the United States. He would absolve.
Wow. Oh, whoa is right.
Wow, unbelievable, guys. Now, first of all, I love the fact that he said that that Joe Biden has basically carried out so many promises to the American people. How many of you guys believe that? Like, what is Joe Biden actually, aside from adding to the national debt and opening up the borders and letting all sorts of criminals into the United States? What other objectives has Joe Biden actually accomplished that the American people could actually be happy about? I mean, seriously. And then you have this wild notion, which is, like I said, it's not impossible, that Joe Biden resigns and literally forces Kamala Harris into the White House to become president for like 3 months. I almost can't even believe that this is being seriously suggested.
Wow.
Jack Brewer.
Trump is the man to be able to pull it off, personally.
And, you know, also, too, really quick, Bernie Sanders, I found him a little disingenuous yesterday on Meet the Press because he's talking about billionaires buying elections. I'm sorry, Reid Hoffman from Netflix, George Soros. Think about the millions of dollars that those billionaires spent.
Well, we're going to be talking about Bernie Sanders in a little bit. Also, on the money that Kamala Harris spent, Donald Trump with that Truth Social post saying, we have a lot of money that we could pay off Kamala Harris's debts was a bit of a bipartisan slam dunk, I guess you could say.
Wow, ladies and gentlemen, so Donald Trump not only beat Kamala Harris so bad, but he spent a fraction of what they spent. And did he go into debt like Kamala Harris did? No. So Donald Trump basically raised approximately 30% of the total amount of money that the Democratic Party raised. And not only did he win with only a fraction of the total spending capacity that the Democratic Party had, but he managed to still have like 20, 30, 40, 50 million dollars left over, to the point where he literally, and I don't know if Donald Trump was serious about this or not, but he literally jokingly, or who knows, offered to pay the debt off that Kamala Harris's campaign team managed to rack up while losing to Donald Trump. Unbelievable, guys. Absolutely unbelievable. This is number one, the value of earned media. You had channels like me. You guys tune into my channel on a regular basis, and I really appreciate you guys. But Donald Trump's not paying me to talk about him. Donald Trump's not paying a number of other media outlets to speak positively about him. And so this happens when you have legitimate support. You don't have to pay freaking celebrities for these endorsements, right? And so this is one of the major benefits that Donald Trump was able to benefit from. Not to mention, just way more efficient with the use of capital and the return on investment that Donald Trump received on the money that they invested. Clearly, their team was just strategically way better in execution compared to Kamala Harris' team. By the way, guys, if you haven't already, please hit the like button for the video, subscribe to the channel, check out my previous videos, and I'll see you guys on the next one.